This is the iPhone 14, or at least what it's supposed to be like when it gets released in just a few days in Apple's September Far Out event. Now what I've done here is I've built the whole iPhone 14 lineup based on the leaks and rumors that we currently know. Anyway, so here we have 4 different phones, just like this year's Lucky 13. But what is missing here is the 5.4-inch mini iPhone. In its replacement is this massive 6.6-inch big iPhone. It is basically the same size as the Pro Max while lacking the Pro features and of course the hefty price. So if you're a fan of a big display size and you don't want to break the bank, then the 14 Max is like the perfect dream iPhone for you. Speaking of the display, while the regular iPhones won't be getting any display upgrade this year, the biggest headline arguably for this year's iPhone is the removal of the notch on the Pro phones. It took Apple 5 years to just get rid of the notch. 5 years. And while you might think it's going to look like this, it is actually going to look a little bit more like this. Yikes. I'm not trying to complain, but that is something else. Yes, it's weird, but Apple will still find a way to empty our pockets this year just like last year and the year before. And this would be the biggest upgrade for this year's iPhone, only coming to the Pro phones, so keep that in mind. I mean, we will get used to it anyway. As goes for the actual upgrades to 14 and 14 Max, so the standard iPhones, the non-Pro iPhones, we don't actually really get anything other than the addition of the Max model this year. It is also rumored that thanks to a few internal upgrades that I won't get to, the new iPhones will be able to message emergency services without cellular or Wi-Fi. So in case your friends abandon you in the middle of the desert and you want to call 911, it is going to be possible via a satellite network. A lot of people have commented that the name Far Out for this year's event is a nod to the satellite connectivity that these iPhones will have for emergency services. Now, one other rumor is that the iPhone 14 might not have an actual SIM card tray. But if it does actually happen, it would probably likely happen on US networks like TELUS. So if you buy from a US carrier like TELUS, you will get a phone that does not have a SIM card tray. So, which model should you get this year? Now, the 14 and 14 Max is probably the one that still most people will get just because it is the cheapest and offers what most people need out of a smartphone in 2022 and maybe even some more features. The 13 is already an awesome fully up-to-date phone, so those phones are already going to be great. Though I do have to mention that if you're a true tech nerd and you do have the money, the Pro phones this year are going to be a lot better over the normal Max and regular phone. So definitely consider getting the Pro this year simply because it has the main upgrades. Funny, not funny, the Pro phones are the only ones which are getting the A16 chip this year, which means that the 14 and 14 Max will be having the same A15 chip from the 13 lineup, which means that the technical speed of the regular iPhone 14 is going to look the same. So not only the exterior hasn't been changed, but also the actual internals of the phone will stay mainly the same. However, I do have to tell you that while the A15 chip will stay for the 14 and 14 Max lineup, based on rumors and leaks, we are expected to get a bumped up version of the A15 chip, which is going to give you some more graphic performance for loading media content. The 14 Pro will also be the only one getting an always-on display. It is not clear what it's actually going to look like, but 9to5Mac has some pretty good renders of what the always-on display on the Pro phones are going to look like this year. Now, one of the best parts about the iPhone 14 is going to start from the exact same $1,099 price tag that currently starts in Canada. Now, I do also want to add that by the time that I'm recording this video, there have been some additional leaks about the price of the 14, and there are some really good rumors that the iPhone price this year will be reduced by about $50, $65 here in Canada, which will bring the price down to about $1,050, obviously before tax and all that. But that will be great if they can actually manage to make the phone cheaper for once. That is going to be great, and I think they can definitely do it based on the fact that the 14 and 13 are going to be very similar. And the base model colors for this year's iPhone 14 will be green, purple, black, and white. And on the Pro models, we will get silver, some variation of black, gold, green, and a light purple color. Very excited to see what that purple color will eventually look like. Apparently, since the A16 chip on the Pro phones is too powerful, it needs some sort of an internal cooling system to cool the Pro phones down. Though I haven't seen too many people talk about this leak just because it hasn't come from a really credible source. I do wonder that why my MacBook doesn't have a cooling system while this iPhone 14 has. So what you're saying here is that the iPhone 14 needs more cooling than an M2 powered MacBook Air. When it comes to the charging experience, you will now get 30 watt instead of 27 on the Pro phones. And the magnets on the back of the phone are going to be a little bit more strong. Well, that's the iPhone 14. Things are not looking bad, but if you're coming from something like the iPhone 12 or the iPhone 13, this is really not an upgrade that you should maybe consider unless you are going for the Pro phones this year, because there is a clear difference between the regular 14 and the Pro 14 this year. Please let me know what phone you're coming from and if you're actually planning to upgrade your phone this year. And if you can, save up and get the Pro phone this year. It will be worth it. Anyways, if you've stuck around until here, you are seriously amazing, and you can comment this and I will personally leave you a little reply. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, and I will see you. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, and stay bright. And I will see you on iPhone Day. If you want to check out my official iPhone 14 impressions when the phone gets released in September, you can click over here. Thank you for watching. Stay bright.